I talked about Dr. Laura in a previous audio, and I want to talk more about her today. Not because there's anything special about Dr. Laura herself. That sounded kind of mean. That's not what I meant. What I mean is the context of listening to Dr. Laura. There wasn't anything special about it, except who I was with. And I want to talk about that because I want you to hear how when certain toxic cycles are kind, are loving, are even fun, there's a reason that it's what we hold on to in the bad times. My system as a whole did not experience agony 24/7. We wouldn't have stayed as long if that had been the case. That's coming from somebody that knows the inside of it. Dr. Laura was good. We lived in a small town, and the closest big stores were an hour away. And Dr. Laura became a way to pass the time. Now, I could listen to the same song over and over and over. That's speaking as a system, as a whole. We have specific songs, and every time we go to drive, we could listen to those songs and be just fine. I've since learned that it's not quite that simple, but for the story I'm telling, let's go with it's that simple. Our mother loved Dr. Laura, and I loved my mother. My mother worked long hours and would sleep a lot. And so I associated sleeping with my mother. And she slept when she needed to sleep for work. She slept when she was bored. She slept when she was sad. When she just didn't want to deal with life, she slept. And me saying all of that might seem odd because we're talking about Dr. Laura. So my mother would talk over and over and over about her stuff, and a lot of the drive would be either listening to the radio and what Dr. Laura was saying, or my mother speaking about her stuff. Eventually, we would reach a point that was in the mountains so much that we lost radio signal. And my mother would end up running out of things to talk about, I guess. And then it would transition to say something so I can stay awake. I'm falling asleep. This would happen on the way with Dr. Laura. This would happen in situations where we were asked to go with her to go pick up our brothers. Anytime we drive, you know. And I'm getting to a point here. And that is that imagine what it felt like for B to be sitting there the entire time listening to Dr. Laura, to her mother talking, to everything. Meanwhile, looking out the window and just looking at the trees as we passed, if there were any, looking at the desert as we passed, looking at the water if we passed it, and looking at the buildings if we passed it, anything outside of the car. We looked at every detail, and every time there would be a moment where it became keep me awake. So, who had previously been a ghost was then expected to speak like somebody's life depended on it. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of what ifs. And I can still remember being inside and just saying, say something, say anything. And funny enough, sometimes it would cause arguments because justifiably her response would be, "You don't even talk." But I was scared if she didn't talk, then we all would die. And I was really good at surviving.